Ishan, just having a look at the situation right now in Afghanistan, neighboring countries obviously being urged to accommodate Afghans that are desperate to escape the Taliban. I know that was also a call from the UNHCR for any refugees to be accommodated by neighboring states. What is the situation looking like?
Well, in India, the Indian government has said that the priority right now is the evacuation of Indian nationals and diplomats from Afghanistan. So far, 600 odd people have been evacuated from Kabul by Indian Air Force. But most of these people, about 565 of them, are actually Indian nationals and Indian diplomats. There is some concern among India's political circles about India's lack of actually coming up with the refugee policies for people who are seeking to leave Afghanistan and come to India. There's also been concerns that Indian government might be preferring Hindu refugees and Sikh refugees and not Muslim refugees trying to flee Afghanistan. But so far the Indian government has said that it wants to assure all Afghan nationals that they will be provided any kind of support that they might need in the future. It has asked people stuck in Afghanistan to apply for an electronic visa that can be only done online, and through that process the government says that it is willing to admit refugees here. But so far the number of people who've sought refuge in India, they might be increasing, but a lot of the refugees have not yet been admitted in the country. However, a small number of people have come, and it is hoped that that number will grow in the near future.
Yeah, indeed, and it's we're talking India, but I mean, if we look at the other neighboring countries of Afghanistan, I mean, we've got Pakistan, we've got Uzbekistan, we've also got Turkmenistan, Tajikistan. So these are other countries, and of course Iran. These are other countries where we're seeing a lot of Afghans wanting to flee to. Are you familiar with policies, and if it is an open door policy, I imagine, albeit in a very controlled manner?
Well, a number of nations have really come forward to help people who are stuck in Afghanistan, and there has been also calls from India's civil Muslim society for nations which are largely either Islamic or Muslim majority to take in as many Afghan refugees as possible. And we have seen several countries in the neighboring region ready to admit Afghan refugees. Here in India as well, we have seen Afghan expats, students and businessmen who've been in the country for almost more than a decade now, asking the Indian government to provide them permanent refugee status. But at the same time, some reports are saying that there are concerns amongst Afghans there that they don't want to emigrate to countries like Tajikistan or Uzbekistan, and they would much rather wait for assistance from Western nations like Germany, United Kingdom and United States of America, where they believe they might have access to greener pastures.
Yeah. Just finally, as I let you go, I mean, on a very different note, you know, India had built up quite a good working relationship with the previous administration in Afghanistan, but now with the Taliban coming in, it's a very different situation. What is the sentiment going forward with relations between the two countries?
Well, right now, India's approach towards the turmoil in Afghanistan, experts are calling it a wait and watch approach. We haven't seen the Indian government really either condemn Taliban by name or really support them in any manner. And it is expected that going forward, India will weigh its chances of having a working relationship with Taliban. A senior Taliban official recently said that India was absolutely crucial to its geopolitical ambitions. So it remains to be seen what India's response to that is going to be. But of course, with the rise of Taliban, some experts are saying that India might be concerned about the emboldening of certain terror activities, especially in the northern part of the country. So there are a lot of issues that India has to balance in making sure that its relationship with Taliban is it's profitable for both sides. As one expert pointed out today, that there are no permanent relationships in international politics, only permanent interests. And there are several permanent interests that India has in Afghanistan. So experts are saying that it's a matter of time before we find out what India's proper policy on Taliban is, and that sort of announcement or news might be coming sooner rather than later.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks very much for talking to us, Ishan Garg, coming to us from India, giving us an update on relations between India and Afghanistan. Very good relations between the two countries, but now with the Taliban coming in, of course, there's been much investment from Indian government into Afghanistan, but it is, as you heard, a wait-and-see situation, and also with people fleeing the country borders and wanting to find refuge in different countries, and India being one of them.